Hello, everybody. I am Nick from the Phoenix Press, and welcome to the Friday Night Frenzy, the one place in all the internet where Wonder Bad is canon and nothing makes sense. Joining me is my wonderful co-host, the man with the blaze himself, Jay Heat. How you doing, buddy?
Flame on! How you doing?
I'm doing good, and joining me are some very special guests. We have Nix. How you doing?
Pretty good.
And then, and lastly, and certainly not least, is the righteous dude himself, Forrester. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
So, this week, oh, you're gonna say something, Jay? We have a last minute edition. We got Nix. How you doing?
Hello.
We got Wizard Brain.
Hey, guys. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
All right. So before we start the festivities, Jay Heat needs to spam this, so we're gonna get this out of the way, okay?
Okay.
Let me try.
Okay.
Wonderbud.
Shout out to you, Pika.
People are like, "What the bloody hell?"
Hey, watch it, mate.
So yeah. So what you guys been up to? What you guys been playing, watching, listening to, all that good stuff?
Nix, Lady Wizard Brain.
Just been busy week. I wanna plan on catching up on some movies and reading some manga this weekend. I just been working a lot of overtime at work, so nothing.
All right. Nix, what about you? What you been doing?
Well, in between trying to get Fallout or Skyrim working, I've been playing a lot of Fallout Shelter.
All those lewd mods, I take it.
Actually, no. I've started playing with my nieces, so no lewds for me.
Oh, well, gotta keep it appropriate for the kiddos.
Yep.
Good. All right, Forrester, what about you, buddy?
Just keeping busy with life, school, final exams, and brushing off my old comic from 12 years ago to recolor and letter. I think I've showed you some of that in Discord.
Yeah, you did. It looks pretty good.
And of course, I've just finished up of launching a comic with the Mythiverse Comics crew about 3 weeks ago, so I keep busy.
I would hope so. Life of a creative.
Yep.
And Jay Heat, what you been up to, playa?
Well, I recently did a recent episode of my podcast, Blazing Shonen. You can find that on my YouTube channel, J Heat Blaze.
Nice.
And also, just man, I've been so busy getting ready for other stuff. I hadn't really been able to play that much. Sorry, if I'm the buzzkill tonight.
Yeah, don't be like me, where you can like, work. That's about it.
Yeah. So as for myself, I've been playing some more Mass Effect 1. I'm kind of towards the ending right now. I'm right about to go to Ilos and take on Saren. I had a moment with the Asari. I can't remember her name. Call out. What up, JD Otaku? So yeah, we are gathered here today to talk about the most hollowed of institutions, Tropes.
Oy vey.
Oh no.
Oy vey, indeed. So let's just kind of start off with like, how do you guys personally define tropes? Like, how would you, if someone asked you to define like what a definition was, what would you say?
Something that's obvious. Rinse and repeat. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I hate to cut you off. But tropes, to me, they're a standard of time. They're basically a pattern of what works successfully in literature. Now, a trope can be considered a cliche. All a cliche really means is the fact that it just works really, really well, and it's just a common theme. but it can be overplayed to the point that okay, this is just obnoxious, or this is predictable, or such and such. Then you get toxic tropes, which is a whole different can of worms, and hopefully we'll talk about that later in the stream. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
and then also just to let everyone know, we will be referring to what is considered a sacred text here. I'm letting it load, and all right. Okay, that went weird. Uh,
Computer
oh, okay.
trouble. Mhm.
Yeah, you know what I'm about to load. So we will be referring to tvtropes.com. No, I'm not allowing ads for a lot of this stuff. Just to kind of give ourselves like a baseline to refer to. So, what are you guys' like favorite tropes? Let me show you probably mine. Shut the frick up. So what? So probably the one that I like is Little Miss Badass. You know, like the hit girls and whatnot. Just to kind of give you guys an idea of like how we're gonna define things and whatnot. So we might be talking about a trope and like I'll name it, and then we might go to the site and define it. I'm just kind of doing the parameters here, you know. So
All right, who's going first?
all right, Jay Heat, why don't you set us off here? Set us off ablaze.
Well, to me, I'm more of a go with the flow type of person. Now, every piece of work is different, but if you can actually tell a consistent story, actually told, give me like an A, B, and C, and just try not to go too off the rails too much, I think you have a pretty solid project. Now, of course, you got like TV, movies, and it's different, but the zero to hero, that's a common one I'm a particular fan of.
Oh
Because
yeah,
again, the zero to hero.
zero to hero, no time flat.
Also, you have the hero to zero, which is kind of the inverse, but that's mostly used for redemption stories than anything. Yes,
That's
enemies to lovers and enemies again. Okay, that's just constant. That's just will they, won't they? But
also another trope that I gotta say that I love is big damn heroes, like getting your big damn hero moment.
nothing wrong with a good hero moment.
So what does that make us? Big damn heroes, sir.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think kind of the problem that like the tropes is tropes were kind of like a natural occurrence, but now you have a lot of writers who are specifically including tropes. Then also over time you have tropes that like get a little annoying. If we're going to
Okay,
talk about
I hate to cut you off, Nick, but think of it like this: tropes is like your guideline. Say you're just getting it, you're just starting out, you don't have a real feel or foundation with your audience yet. You're just trying to see what works, and there's nothing wrong with that. Trope, by all means, if it's worked before, maybe it'll work again for you. But eventually, it gets
possibly,
possibly, but it gets to a point that maybe you should consider your structure. And I
yeah,
cannot go ahead, Nick.
I think ultimately, I think what we can probably agree on is the tropes themselves aren't necessarily the problem. It's how you use it. Like, for example, a trope that, like, whenever I see it in action, I always groan is one. Have you guys ever heard of the warp effect?
Briefly, I have heard of it on occasions.
So,
I
you
think
know how
I have, yeah.
So you know how in Star Trek TNG, whenever they wanted to establish like, oh, big bad, oh, we got the big bad, he's big and he's bad, they'd always like have him beat up Worf.
Oh yes, I can think of two examples. Season
Oh,
three of
yeah.
season 3 of Beast Wars. They had Optimus Primal in this huge body, so he'd get knocked out in the beginning of every fight because he was too powerful. And Justice League season 1, they'd always knock Superman out.
Yep. Oh, they
Vegeta
got
and Dragon Ball every time.
Yes, exactly. Those are all very, very classic, like Worf effect kind of stuff. So, and it gets tiresome because like 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 how can Worf be like this complete badass if he's just like, oh, I get knocked out by like the monster of the week.
I think that's one where he crossed from trope to cliche. I like to say a trope is a cliche that people still like.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, what are if we're gonna use that kind of distinction? What's a cliche that you guys don't like?
We've had our fun. How about the ladies? Ladies go first.
I'm okay with that. Nick,
Here,
what are
I'm trying to think of the name of it, but it's one.
describe it? Maybe we can help you out.
Thank you, shut my door. I'm just trying to think because it's on the tip of my tongue. But I'll just go with another one instead. The badass, the needs no man female hero.
You mean
Basically,
every
like your Captain Marvels, where they're like, "Oh, she's such a badass."
Oh, you mean every modern female character ever?
They're like, but they make her the most insufferable person. Yes, I hate it. I hate that they tried to kind of work it in with Peach in the Mario movie a little bit, and I was like, no, just
Okay,
let
that
her,
was more of a studio
she can
compromise
still
than
do
anything.
cool stuff. Just kind of don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, they do it everywhere, and I hate it.
Now, to break
Because it sends the worst message to young girls that you have to, Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I just wanted to break the misconception. Now, a trope is very different than. Okay, a trope is very different than something that than a trend. A trend is just something like, okay, it pops on like social media, movies, film, and it just keeps getting regurgitated over and over again, basically copying what's popular. That's a trend. A trope is something that stands the test of time and just about everyone can relate to. Or
I would disagree. With you. Like, you're welcome to your opinion, and we can debate this.
Okay.
But to me, a trope is like a common storytelling trend that you see either throughout history or all that kind of stuff, and like we can use a cliche and a trope as a means to differentiate the good and the bad. But the fact of the matter is, tropes are kind of synonymous in people's minds, and that's kind of basically what I don't want to needlessly make this more complex than it has to be. But you're welcome to disagree. But I'm just
that's a fair point, man. That's a fair point. And the reason I want to focus on media trends specifically is mainly due to the fact that, and I hate referencing this film, Ghostbusters 2016 is what really kicked this off, because it's not really a trend. You're just using outrage marketing to piss as many people off.
Jay, you're kind of getting way beyond the whole point of this video. You're talking about you're just talking about movies in general. We're talking about tropes, so you're getting way beyond even the point of this. So I'm going to ask you to rein it in a little bit.
Okay, I'll step back.
This isn't we're not going to be talking crap about the same stuff we talk about every week. This is just, we're trying to have a discussion here. So
okay.
Hey, Nick, can I say something?
Yeah.
I kind of think of tropes not as a bad thing, but as a starting point. They're like the cheese pizza. If you just use the trope, it will be passable, but it won't really differentiate what you're doing with anything else out there. However, you can use the trope as a starting point. Even like she said, the like, I don't need no man type female character. I would argue even that can be done well if you do something with it. Like, she starts out that way and it causes a problem, and then it like there has to be an arc from that. I could see that being done.
Right.
But it's like, that's why I say it's like the trope is the cheese pizza.
kind of kind of bring it back to like what we were talking about last week, Power Rangers. Like he kind of saw that with Min Quan, you know, the new Yellow Ranger, where he thought, oh, I could just be this badass woman, but like they're like, no, you have to be selfless. You have to, you know, take care of your fellow Ranger. And it wasn't until she learned that lesson that she was able to, the Morpher actually chose her.
Yep.
But
it's like, it's what you do with the trope, with the, you know, like, I guess they're templates. Yeah, I think
so. Are you saying with great power must also come great responsibility? Is that what you're saying?
That one may be a cliche at this point.
I'm sorry. I had like you kind of set me up for it, so I was like, I had to.
I'm surprised you held it in that long.
It's okay. My favorite trope is mine is pretty much either like someone was villainized and becomes a hero, or Zero the hero. It's sad that I haven't seen one good recent female hero trope yet. I can't really think. The only one I could think that I had was a good one was in Star Wars, pretty much the older one, not the recent one, but the one that used to, like Luke and Leia, pretty much.
The original.
Where she could still be, have her, so-called badass moment, but be vulnerable. Like it's complicated that these writers don't want to shield these off of that trope of a woman being vulnerable, but then make him completely unlikable. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
I'm guilty of that one. As a matter of fact, with the older comic that I'm revising, I'm kind of softening some of the dialogue because I had unintentionally, I made a female lead and I had her be a little too brass and assy towards the male lead. And
I like frick. I was doing that myself. Like, you guys want to see something crazy? So Screecher, she actually used to be a lot different. Let me pull up the scripts for you guys talk while I do that. But like, let me show you how different Screecher was.
I feel like the original Mulan from 1998, at least in my opinion, played this well.
Man.
Oh yeah, are you talking about the live action one where it was in Japanese?
The cartoon, the animation,
There is no live action Mulan movie.
Yeah, sorry. No, the reason why I said that is because I found out there is original animation, but then there was an older version, not an old version, but a version that came out, not the Disney one, where it was not live action Japanese version of Mulan, where they actually kind of did a realistic version of Mulan, like what would actually slightly fictional, but slightly more realistic than what would actually happen to her.
Oh, I have to check that out. Thank you for suggesting that, Wizard Brain. Forrester, anything you would like to add?
Not at the moment, no.
All right, so this is the first draft of Screecher. And those who have read Screecher will be like, oh, this sounds vaguely familiar. But, like, look how much more aggressive Screecher is with how she talks. Like,
I could see the Batman inspirations on this. I could
Oh, and for the people,
a coked up rabbit.
Yeah, I thought it was I thought it was pretty good, but I didn't see some like it was like a little jabber in the windows because I was reading it, and there was a scene where I was like, wait, is he referring to what I think to he was referring, where a female superhero was looking at a superhero costume, and it's saying, yeah, we should fit in or something like that. It's like, yeah, fit once it fits a woman. And
Excuse me, like cringe in the corner and saying.
Oh, you were saying? No,
Yeah,
read that. Read
but
that.
it was kind of like the same thing, but kind of turn around. And she's like,
No.
yeah, it would fit.
No,
I
Wizard,
can't
read
remember.
this. No, read this. Read this portion. Scotty looks over at Avery to see her reaction, sees he's intrigued. So what do you think? It's not perfect, but the bones are solid. Oh, it will be, huh? Avery puts her right hand on the case. She looks over at Scotty. Intensity fills her eyes. When it fits a woman. Avery takes a nearby hammer and smashes the top of the glass case.
Oh yeah, that one was like
So for the people who called out that scene, they were right on the money, but I have to say, it could have been worse.
I thought it was more like a playful jab, like yeah, like I don't.
It was not.
In my defense. Oh, JD, this was. I was trying to reclaim the scene. I was trying to redo
That's
the
what
scene.
I thought. I was like, I was just like, it just seemed too familiar. I'm like, okay, because I know how he thinks, and I was like, okay, this obviously like a play on like what.
Also, this portion itself is also kind of another thing. She's literally breaking the glass ceiling.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was like, oh, I was like,
Yeah, like I had an editor kind of call me out for it, and rightly so. So I dialed it back.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
when I first read it, I was like, wait, yeah, because I thought it was like more like a playful jab or something, like because with that scene, everyone's familiar with that woman saying, "Yeah, it'll be good when it fits a woman."
Yeah, trust me. That what you saw was like the edited version.
Oh, okay.
That script should never see the light of day.
Well, it just did. So
the original.
No, yeah.
The original
I guess
saw
I
light of day.
didn't overlook it. I was like, yeah, I noticed it. I obviously noticed the reference, but I thought it was a joke. More like a, something like, oh, you remember this? Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I mean, there's more jabs in there. Like the villains are the villain of the story is literally Kathleen Kennedy.
What?
You didn't notice that?
Oh man, I guess I missed it.
and her assistant, her lackey, is George Lucas.
Oh.
Have you guys even read Screecher? Like,
I did. I can't believe I caught the one reference, but I didn't catch the other.
Let me pull.
I had my suspicions, but I was gonna wait for the story to develop. But thanks for going ahead and telling me.
Alright,
I probably missed the obvious innuendos. I can't believe I caught one, but missed two. I thought I did think it was weird, like how canny it was. I was like, what?
All right. Let's kind of spell this out. So here is a page from Screecher. All right. Come on. Once it's pointed out to you, it is so freaking obvious. Like,
yeah, Kenny was a dead giveaway.
Her name is literally Kathleen, and the assistant's name is Lucas. So, by the way, this is Kathleen Johnson.
Hey, at least you got out of a Disney lawsuit.
Yeah.
And then this is Lucas Stevens. Forrester, you wanted to share something?
Just give me a second.
Okay, all right. But yeah, so that's art from Screecher, But anyway, what we're talking about?
Tropes.
Oh, yes.
I was going to share an example of where I went too far on the...
Yeah, whenever you're ready, just let me know.
Come on, man. We're just hanging out, man. I assure you, it cannot be that bad.
Just remember, in the Friday Night Frenzy, the schedule, it's more like a set of guidelines.
Okay, go to it.
All right, remove myself.
Do it.
All right, you're up, bro.
Okay. Is it showing a comic page?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
It's showing.
So I had the female lead in this comic, the one with the short black hair there, was always kind of like snipping at the male character throughout the whole thing. And while he's kind of a screw up, like, I don't know, it got to be she's just always in his face throughout the whole thing. But I climaxed at the scene that I've never been allowed to live down. Like, even when they're investigating here, just, sometimes her faces, though, like, that's why I said I could re-dialogue this, because she's making a lot of expressions, but only talking like a jerk. And so this is where I scroll down. There we go. There's been a fight. He's covered in blood. She's actually glad to find out he's still alive, but whacks him with the purse.
So she commits domestic violence. Also, you have a message.
Yeah.
This is not healthy.
No, it's not. Also, I put a smartphone in the 1940s just because I wanted a joke, and that's now so dated. Angry Birds. That's more dated than the period story.
Yeah, that's more dated than the time period it's set in.
Yep. So
that was I'm glad to see you, but let me smack you with my purse.
I mean, you might as well put Flappy Bird in there at that point.
Whatever you guys are guilty of doing with that trope, you never had someone react to finding out that the other main character is still alive by hitting him with a purse. And this is probably the only time this will ever be seen in public again, because when I finish coloring, this panel will not be there. So this is an exclusive for your stream.
Ooh,
nice.
I feel special.
Yep.
No, I understand, yeah, because he was just, we can realize when we go too far sometimes, and we don't realize it until we're like pages in, and we're like, that does not really look good. Shit.
Thing is, she's not wrong in what she's saying about him. He takes chances, almost gets himself killed, and this is kind of a repeated thing, and he's really wearing her out. Like, he is entirely wrong in this context of this story, and yet, just by invoking that trope so much, everybody came away with, like, wow, this main character, they should be thinking this main character needs to get his act together and he should stop treating people the way he does. And everyone instead just thought, wow, she is just a snipey bitch who does domestic violence.
Isn't it crazy how all it takes is for someone to be objectively worse than the bad person to forgive the also bad person?
Yeah.
Yep.
Lesser of two evils, I guess.
Now, the pictures we're seeing here will stay, because with the new dialogue, it's going to be different. I actually like these two drawings. It's just the smack is going.
Now, if you wanted a similar action, have you ever thought about like having a situation where like he throws something at him but it misses him, kind of thing, or like she throws a pillow at him or something like not specifically intended to hurt at him, but like kind of thing.
Vent of frustration, basically.
Especially when he's already messed up. Okay, like, let me go back up to the fight scene that's happened here. He's already been hit in the face with a shotgun butt. Like, he's way too actually injured to, like, even throw a pillow at this point. Like, that was the thing. I mean, she doesn't know what happened to him, but he looks obviously hurt. And,
well,
I thought you might be dead. You're alive. I'm going to hit you. No. So
I probably in that case, probably what I would do, and this is just me playing this out in my head, is I probably have her holding a coffee cup, and it's one second.
Context: it's a noir detective comic called Dogs and Sailors about a deputy coroner in this town during World War II with a Navy base, and there's a lot of crime and issues and all that happen because of the war going on.
Fair enough, cool. But yeah, probably the way I would, and this is just me playing out in my head. I just because I'm a writer, I like kind of creating these alternate scenarios. Probably have her holding like a steaming cup of coffee, and as soon as she sees it, like he slams it into the ground, and it kind of smashes it. Where it's like it's more just she's pissed. And then maybe she gets up in her face and maybe like that kind of stuff, to where it's confrontational and aggressive, but not like abusive. I don't know. I just like constructing these alternate scenarios in my head.
Yeah, but me too. can be a character is allowed to be frustrated at a character who happens to be injured, but I would say try to avoid being too aggressive because it's like come off as like unsympathetic almost. Like, yeah, you got yourself into this, but I'm gonna scream at you as you bleed out your face.
I mean, to be fair, sometimes anger is earned, and I feel like, based off the way Forrester described it, she has a right to be pissed. Like, I feel like just based off the way that Forrester describes the whole situation, that woman has every right to be pissed at the guy. Like, if she wanted to scream at him, and yell at him, I don't think people would fault her for it, or whatnot. It's just the abuse is really what crosses the line, in my opinion.
Okay.
Am I too far off? Am I too far off, Forrester?
No, you're not. Also, shameless plug. I just wanted to show off my drawings of buildings here.
Oh, that's fine. I'm yeah. That is
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
I did this in 2011. It was all on paper. And the splatter brush effects, I was using the actual tester's airbrush from a model kit and a toothbrush to flick the ink.
I really need to work with you sometime, bro.
Yep. I'm not actually on any projects right now, so I am definitely hireable. That's a job application to whoever's listening.
Well, I'm not looking for anybody. It's just once I get done with Turn Samurai and Screecher, I'll be doing a third comic book, and then when I go to volume 2 of those books, one of those is going to have a new artist, because like the guy I'm working with now, great guy, he's great. The problem with him is he can be a bit slow, and I want to get these kind of more out on a timely manner, so I might kind of go with someone else for at least one of the books. And keep him on the other, but just I don't know. I like the guy. I really like. Have you guys ever been in those situations where it's like you're working with an artist, great person, good art, relatively easy to work with. It's just they're really slow, and it can be frustrating sometimes.
I have. I completely understand how you feel. Sometimes you got to.
Sorry, I usually am the guy who's been completely slow, so I can't comment there.
Hey, at least you know Dan Slott.
I mean,
at least you're not. With an artist.
At least you're not Jim. Mr. Issue 4 will be 6 months late. Lee. I love Jim Lee, but that guy cannot keep a deadline.
Oh no, he can't meet a deadline to save his life.
But yeah, getting in talk with tropes. Like, is there any tropes currently that you guys find? I really hate this word, but I can't think of anything better. Problematic. Like any tropes that you wish would go away. Like I would say the strong.
Yeah, you can stop sharing my screen now. By the way.
Oh, okay.
I stop sharing?
I got you. I would say the strong female, like the strong woman kind of trope is definitely kind of problematic in today's society. But like, what other ones do you guys think?
Well, I personally getting a little bit tired of the multi-universe. I mean, it can be done.
Thank you.
I certain only 1 or 2 movies I like, but all the rest it needs to go. Like it gets too complicated, and then
let her cook.
Yeah,
okay,
maybe like the ones I'm talking about, the multi-universe that I would only accept where might be Zack Snyder, where they do like their own little universe where we finally get the complete our unfinished Zack Snyder, and then maybe what's it else? Man, can't think of the name. Well, Zack Snyder.
You said what everyone else has been thinking for the past 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's unfortunately, I don't know like what's gonna happen. Especially if Guardians of the Galaxy actually flop. That's gonna, oof. Because I was surprised because I don't know what people thought about the first Ant-Man movie because I quite liked it. And I liked Shazam, the first one. I thought it was interesting, funny, and all that stuff. And then here comes the second ones, and it's just like as if they totally switched writers and just forgot what made the first one successful. So it's just like what happened here?
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Also, I think let them cook is probably going to be a Friday Night Frenzy catchphrase now. I'm declaring it.
All right.
I have
Yeah.
spoken.
What? No clip?
Oh,
No,
I don't have.
I wasn't good
I'm not.
enough.
I don't have that clip. So.
Oh, okay.
I was going, but then I lost my plot.
Okay, what would you say is the biggest offender of the "don't need no man" trope? What would you say, in your opinion, is the biggest offender?
Captain Marvel.
Wow, no hesitation.
He literally assaults a guy just for asking her to smile more.
Hands down,
yes.
actually.
Like, I'm sorry, but like, that movie is aggressive with like, yeah.
Mine would be. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I mean, I never watched it,
If I
but
could
just
just go
seeing
on a
it
little tangent
was
about
the female Ghostbusters.
I
Wait. One at a time. Wizard, you were speaking, so finish your stuff, and then I'm giving Nick the floor.
All right. Yeah. No. I just saw the trailer, but even the trailer alone didn't turn me off that bad. It was the female Ghostbusters for me.
All right, Nix, you're on.
Nix, can you hear us?
I was gonna say, I think I hate the strong
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I'm talking.
Yeah, let her cook. Yeah, the floor is yours, Nix. Okay, so she
I
needs.
think something might be wrong with my audio.
Okay, yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear us? Must be on our
We're
end.
losing her.
Yeah, I can hear you all fine, but like I think it. I don't know.
Huh.
Have you tried turning on your echo cancellation?
Have you tried turning it on and off again? Since
I understood that reference.
And I understood that reference.
I mean, it's literally a saying for a reason, because half the time it works.
Yeah. All right. Show of hands. Who here is the IT crowd?
I have.
I have not.
Who here is what?
The show IT crowd.
Didn't know there was one.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Indeed.
All right, Nix, let us have it.
I think. Oh, I really don't. I think my personal beef with the strong female character thing stems from the fact that it's gotten to a point where it's teaching young girls a really bad lesson. Like, you're only strong if you give up anything that makes you a woman, anything that makes you even remotely feminine, and trade it in to just be a big asshole to people.
Yeah, the whole man with boobs trope.
And that's not something you should teach.
I don't even like calling it a man with. I don't even like calling it a man with boobs trope, because it's not a man that anyone
not even
would
that.
like.
Let her cook. Let her cook. Go ahead, Nix.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Exactly. Like, you go to make this character like strong, but then you go completely like off the rails and you make her unbearably mean to people, like when she doesn't even have to be. They made that part of the character, that's fine, but then you go and you're like, oh no, this is just, she's really strong and she's like compassionate. Like, where is she compassionate? she's an asshole.
Yeah.
Strength
Okay, what
is
did
not
you-
being a total piece of crap to everyone.
Yeah, that's a common struggle. Like it's like they mix up being badass in as in like athletically, but then they want to make her also badass emotionally, but then don't know when to stop. You know, that's the problem. It's like there's got to be a time and a place where they got to show where they can be vulnerable or feel bad or do or feel bad for somebody else. You know, it's just like constant. Oh, I was like, oh, I can't be affected by anything. Choo choo. And then just plow through the plot, plow through all the characters, and then it's just like, and at the end, it just wrecks because there's no emotion to that character, and no one likes them.
Well, when you get to Endgame, she's put reined back a bit in Endgame. You have to get them back.
Yeah, but then it was too late. Like you gotta. It's like, it sucks that there's no one there or no one cares enough to look at the script and like, hey man, this is this she's being a dick for no reason over here, and then totally unemotional to this certain scene over here. Like, it's okay to have
Consume
a
product and
badass.
get ready for next product.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been holding that one.
Okay.
But I raise your Captain Marvel with Velma.
Oh, all right. Jay Heat.
Or
Wait, Wizard. I normally reserve this for Jared, but Jay Heat. Sorry.
Fuck off, God.
Okay, you're welcome to disagree. You're welcome to disagree.
Also, I guarantee you, when Jared sees this, he's gonna be rolling laughing. Hi, Jared. Wonder Bat.
Hey, sorry, I gotta pop out for a bit.
All right, go ahead,
I'll be
Forrester.
back. Before I go, I just wanted to say about the when you're talking about the trope and being gentle. I know it's about a male character, but my favorite story on that regarding strength is Peter Cullen when he was going to the audition that would be Optimus Prime, and he was practicing a leader voice. And his brother, who was a Vietnam veteran, told him, "Don't be macho. Like the real strength is being strong enough to be gentle." And he says he kept that in mind whenever he was doing Optimus Prime, was to always keep a certain gentleness about the voice, even though he's like this big, powerful leader. And like, I think that applies across the board to either sex. I don't think that's a specifically gendered story.
Okay, let's if I guess we're talking about this. What are some examples of good feminine strength? Like, we're not talking about like a badass woman character who's also a woman, but just good feminine strength. Because yeah, we could mention Kara Thrace from Starbucks from BSG as a good, and she's a good character. But like, I'm talking something uniquely feminine, like a unique.
Deanna Troy, the most classic example.
Raise my hand.
Wizard.
Knows when to listen. Oh God, I'm gonna get canceled. Knows when to listen to a man.
What'd you say?
I said knows when to listen to like a male mentor because they're a mentor for a reason because they know their shit and shouldn't challenge them at every single corner.
Well, okay, if we're gonna go down that road, here's the thing: women throughout history have been leaders, but they've been leaders from the shadows. It's like the phrase. And I'm just speaking from a traditionalist perspective. I'm not advocating for anything. I'm just saying how women have been strong throughout history. So don't come at me, but be going to anyway. The phrase behind every good man isn't even like is a good woman.
It's a great woman. It's a great woman.
And,
yeah.
There's a reason why like women have been influencing history for decades. They just haven't been in the forefront. Like, you don't think like after the queen shags the king and she says, "Hey, maybe you should look into this." He's like, "Okay, yeah." He's all full of sex brains. Like, "Yeah, I'll look into it." You don't think women have been weaponizing all the tools at their disposal for literally millennia?
Oh no, yeah, definitely in real life, definitely. I was talking more like in movies where where there's a mentor like a knight or or like a Jedi where they know where they've been through the worst of the worst, and then only to have try to train somebody who happens to be a woman, but then dismisses everything, dismisses all their suggestions, their plans, and acts like they know better. And then when they're proven wrong, it's just they don't even acknowledge it. That was my
Yeah.
problem with the modern Star
Also,
Wars.
Forrester,
Mm.
before you leave, we need to pay tribute to probably the best female character in all of Power Rangers. Jen frickin' Scott from Power
Yep,
Rangers
Time Force.
Yeah.
Yep,
Like,
absolutely.
like that. Like he is probably the like. Oh my god, at how well she is written, and like Aaron Cahill acts like he is like the perfect example of everything we've been talking about. She's a badass, but she's emotional. But like the thing is, she's not like whiny, but like she lets like she's got trauma. Like literally, you got to realize, like when she meets Wes, she literally just saw Alex die like 5 minutes ago by her perspective. So it's like she sees this guy that has his face, and I think they handle that beautifully.
That's
like,
a trope I usually hate too. Identical grandfather, but they actually made it work.
Yeah, and I love and it's like throughout the season, like she starts falling for Wes a little bit more, and then literally Alex comes back, and you realize, and she kind of gives up on Alex. And actually, I gotta give them credit. They could have made like Alex is kind of an asshole, but he's kind of more like an authoritative asshole, where it's like I buy the book, where it's like, you know what I'm saying? I think Alex is actually really ruined. And after he breaks up with her, sure, he's hurt, but he's still professional about it. Like, oh my god, I could go for hours talking about that season.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was my
Time
favorite.
Force is arguably one of the best, not counting the original.
No, it is the best. It is.
Oh,
It's
I had
better
already
than,
aged out by then. I was like, geez, 14. So Time Force was
Time
good
Force
enough to,
is better than Mighty Morphin.
Time Force was good enough to bring me back as a high schooler who was not
gonna-
following the franchise anymore.
Man, you're gonna get some heat for that, man.
I don't fucking care. I don't care. And the thing is, a lot of Power Ranger fans would agree with me.
Okay,
It's
let's
still
move on
good.
before we make this a debate.
It's considered one of the best, though. That's
No,
not
it is
really
definitely one of the
controversial.
best. I just wouldn't outright say it's better than Mighty Morphin.
The only reason, Mighty Morphin is at best a middling season. When you compare it to all of Power Rangers, it's probably on the upper middle to upper scale of Power Ranger seasons. It is maybe in the top 10, but not in the top 5. Like
That's fair. That's fair.
Like I actually think
There's
Dino
fight
Thunder.
words.
Fine,
Huh?
let's fight. I actually think Dino Thunder kind of does a lot of the Mighty Morphin stuff better than Mighty Morphin.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
But like when you compare it to the likes of In Space, RPM,
They're the best.
Earth,
They're some of the best.
yeah, I really think the Disney Disney era is starting to get like a reevaluation, because like stuff like Dino Thunder, SPD, even Jungle Fury, like like people don't remember Jungle Fury was really not liked when it came out, but now it's been reevaluated as like a really solid season.
To be fair, they were coming off the stink of Operation Overdrive, because Operation Overdrive was bad.
It was very bad. But even Operation Overdrive, it was bad, but they were trying to make something good. Like it was bad, but not for lack of trying. The problem
Good
with,
ideas, poor execution.
yeah, the problem with like compared to Megaforce, where they're just lazy and they're just incompetent. I mean, no one's gonna argue with me that like Super Mega Force is crap. Super Mega crap. Wait.
Please tell me you have that clip.
Well, who do you think gave it to Jared? So this is how I would describe Super Mega Force.
Crap, mega crap.
So what are some of your guys' favorite Power Rangers? Talking about that.
What? Can't hear you.
What are your guys' favorite Power Rangers?
I'll go first. Okay. I have 5, actually. In Space, RPM, Lightspeed Rescue holds a place because of Titanium Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
Time Force, and I'm probably going to get some heat for this. Mighty Morphin at number 5. I'm saying I'm
not saying Mighty Morphin is bad. I'm not saying that.
I just can't stand the cheese. It's when you're older, you realize how cheesy Mighty Morphin was. It's oh god.
It's kind of endearing though. It gets to be a little too much, but it's a bit endearing. Cheese is kind of baked into the franchise. You gotta get
to an extent, but God, I might as well have been baking a cake.
You know, it's like every time the monster becomes a large size, Alpha is like,
oh shit, here we go again.
Probably. That'd be my reaction.
I would argue most of the cheese in Mighty Morphin is in season 1. Most of it. Now there is some because season 2 or 3 are not as cheesy, not by a long shot. Oh,
yeah.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Nope.
I actually like if we're talking about like Black Dino Rangers. Like I think that the Dino Charge team has like Dino Charge when it came out was really loved, but I feel like it's kind of since been reevaluated to be like not as good.
I do like Dino Mega Force. Come on, anything would have been decent compared to that.
So if we're gonna talk about tropes, I kind of created my own kind of phenomenon that I call the Godzilla 2014 effect.
Oh boy. So
here's the explanation. So the Godzilla 2014 effect is when your previous iteration is so terrible. As long as you are average, people will overestimate how good it is. And the way I say that is because Godzilla 1998 was so bad that by the time Godzilla 2014 came out, which was an above average movie, let's be honest, people were like, oh my god, it's the best thing ever. And I think you saw that with Force Awakens, fell victim to the Godzilla 2014 effect, and I definitely think Dino Charge probably is also a purveyor of that.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Power Rangers. Where would you even start if you were a noob? Like, where would you even start?
Well, the good thing about Power Rangers is each season is pretty much self-contained, so you just watch whatever season is recommended to you. As far as the starter season, I would probably recommend Dino Thunder. That one came out in like 2004. Tommy's the mentor in it, so it's basically MMPR but better.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Who's never watched Dino Thunder?
Wizard Brain is new to the franchise, so I'm trying to like think of like starter seasons for her.
I'm one of those people who like I fell out of Power Rangers when I was like probably 12.
Okay, Dino Thunder is a legacy. I'm sorry, Dino. I hate to cut you off, but Dino Thunder is a great season to start with. It gives you a recap. It has a great. I would say Dino Thunder is a good episode to start. Dino Thunder
like pretty much anything in the Disney era except for Operation Overdrive is a good place to start. Like Mystic Force, SPD, Jungle Fury.
All right.
Like Mystic Force is a little bit below average, but it's still like not terrible. Plus, like it's wizards and magic and shit. So like if you're into that kind of like if you want Harry Potter, like literally they were hopping on the Harry Potter trend for that one. So
pretty much.
Yeah, so if you want like Harry, all right, then go watch Mystic Force. You'll probably like it.
Oh,
okay.
Warning, Mystic Force Red. Yeah, don't get too hyped up for him. He is not a good person. He is not.
I mean, I have a little soft spot for him because his name is Nick. So.
There's a connection I see.
Yeah.
A little bias. A little bias.
A little biased because he has the best name ever. Nick, what are some of your favorite seasons of Power Rangers?
Just avoid Operation Overdrive and Mega Force, and you're good.
Okay.
Well, as I said in the Power Ranger stream, I haven't really watched a whole lot. I kind of fell off as I got older. The most I ever saw of it was from either the Samurais or Mighty Morphin. But I will always hold the Mighty Morphin movie as my favorite piece of Power Rangers media.
You should watch Zeo because it's pretty much a sequel to Mighty Morphin. Like, it has most of the Mighty Morphin Rangers in it. I think you'd probably like Zeo.
I agree.
Now, as far as like in terms of like the bad seasons, I gotta add Turbo to that. Also, Ninja Steel.
Okay. Nick, I hate to cut you off. Ninja Steel wasn't Mega Force bad, but it wasn't better than Mystic Force. It was below average bad.
Like on the lower end of the below average bad. Mystic Force is still watchable. Like Mystic Force is still like watchable and entertaining. Ninja Steel is kind of cringy, and I kind of feel like Turbo got a little bit better after the changeover. And actually, because the ratings are actually starting to go back up in the second half of Turbo. So.
And Blue to the Rescue. This is a random team up episode, but Blue to the Rescue actually proved that the actor who played Justin was actually pretty decent. It's just the writing.
I said that on the. I think I said that on the Pioneers, like the Pioneers stream. I fully agree with you, brother. So, is there any tropes that like you wish you would see more of?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Let's see. I haven't.
There are ones I definitely like.
What about you? Like, which ones do you feel you don't see enough of?
Well, I know a lot of people find this very unpopular, but I really do like the Destined Hero thing. Well, that might just be the Legend of Zelda fan in me.
Okay, so if we're talking about like old video games, that one trope that a lot of older video games use that people find really pretty bad is save the princess or the Daniel distress trope.
I love it.
I think I have no problem with it myself. Like, what do you think? Like, what do you guys think about like the hate for it, or just like the trope in general?
I think it's gotten a lot of all the hate for it is just stupid. Yes, it's played out, but it's like a staple of storytelling.
Yeah,
it depends how it's done too.
I really want to write a story where basically the woman gets kidnapped, and like as they go to like storm the castle to save her, they're going to a side entrance. Right as they're about to open the door, she opens it up and be like, "Wait, I thought you were kidnapped." And she says, "How else were we gonna get inside?" You know, basically revealing that she let herself get kidnapped as a means of sneaking in. Like, I thought that would just be a really nice subversion.
Yeah, but if it's not executed well, it could come across as contrived.
Yeah, which is why I don't know if you caught like I basically play it straight, like not do a wink to the camera, but just like, yeah, we subverted the trope, but we're just playing it straight. The worst you can do when you're doing a trope is okay. What I mean by wink to the camera is like an acknowledgement of like, oh, yep, it's a trope.
Oh yeah, I hate that. I mean, it depends how it's done, but majority of the time, I hate that shit.
The Emperor Returns. Check the private.
Like, can I share one? This isn't really a trope, but it's more of a just kind of a thing. Lamp shading is not an excuse for poor writing. When you literally call attention to the fact that like, oh wait, oh you're a princess, you got kidnapped. Oh, how original, stuff like that, or just calling attention into it, lamp shading. Just because you call attention to it does not excuse your poor writing. Just because you point out your shit writing does not stop making it shit writing.
I was going to ask you, like, what the heck is? I was like, that. What the heck is that? But then when you explained, like, oh
Basically,
yeah, I
Velma
hate
and
that stuff
She-Hulk.
too.
Wizard Brain, if you watch next, go ahead.
I was gonna say it just gets so annoying.
Hey, at least Doomcock got some good promo out of it.
Yeah, or like when like I feel like Deadpool kind of does it right, but still, it's when Deadpool in the movie when it looks at it's like that's just bad writing.
Right.
Or like another lampshade he does is like, oh, how come I only see 2 X-Men here?
Two of you.
Maybe it's because they can only afford 2 of them. Like that's
I thought it was
lampshading.
funny.
Like I said,
that made me laugh.
Deadpool is the exception, but I'm just using that as an example of lampshading.
2 instances. 1, Deadpool's the king of meta, and 2, it's Ryan Reynolds playing essentially himself.
3, it's Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I mean, no one's gonna come near Deadpool. Like, I see them. I see a few movies try, and they kind of see it and kind of don't. And I'm like, no one's gonna be, unless somebody who made Kick-Ass comes back with vengeance. Then there's nothing. There's no movie that's ever gonna touch Deadpool's. That's the only movie that's gonna be keep able to do that. That type of comedy.
Wait,
Successfully.
you mean
Kick-Ass
Matthew? You mean Matthew K. Vaughn?
Yeah.
Okay, Matthew K. Vaughn did lampshade to an extent, but those were more so banter or quips than anything.
What? Oh wait! I got it. Wait! I got it. Like we're gonna talk about lampshading in a Brian K. Vaughn movie. I gotta pull up a clip. It's not Kick-Ass, but it is another Alex by Brian K. Vaughn.
Now, the lampshading I did hate recently, I've finally watched the third Ant-Man movie, and it sucked. I mean, the only character I liked was the freaking villain.
You heard it here first, folks. Someone other than internet trolls who did not like Ant-Man 3.
All right. So this is what like this is a great moment. I have to bring this up. All right. Okay. See what I mean about like that was lampshading. That's lampshading.
Yep.
Also, if you have not seen Kingsman, you really need to.
Oh no, I've seen all of them.
The first one is great. Second one is kind of meh. Third one is okay.
Yeah.
Well, the third one's technically a prequel, but I get your point.
Yeah, no, they hurt it. Yeah, they hit it really hard with the first one, and then it just kind of stumbled after that. It was just like, darn.
The second one is kind of it's kind of stupid, and like it's like, oh, we need to bring Harry back, so let's think of like the stupidest reason we can to bring him back, and like, oh, Channing Tatum's in this movie. He's in it for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. And then Bullet Train came along and pretty much took the cake.
Yeah, and then like the whole drug aspect of the movie was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, Poppy as the villain, I really didn't mind. I think Julianne Moore played it great. Also, like, first Taron Egerton rescues Elton John, and then he plays him in a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like pretty much that villain reminded me of just like seeing the Lady in Pink and Harry Potter, but in kid version.
Yeah, in terms of Kingsman, like Valentine playing Samuel Jackson is basically evil Elon Musk.
Yep.
Okay, who would you say has more personality? Troy from Megaforce or Rey from Disney Star Wars?
Geode.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know about Geode? The best Star Wars character ever? He rocks! Because that's all he is! A rock!
No, that's what I said. I just mumbled it.
Yeah,
I was just like,
oh, man. I was just waiting for you to reference High Republic, man. It was worth it.
Like,
One hell of a rock.
You know about Geode.
Okay, Wizard Brain, for context. Okay, far beyond the prequel trilogy and all that with Star Wars, you have an era called the High Republic. It's basically just not a blank canvas to pretty much crap as much nonsense as humanly possible. You have this one character where I can't even call it a character. It, it's a rock. It's a literal that can somehow use the Force, and I don't understand it.
Yeah, I think I know what you're referring to now. I seen snippets of on the internet, and I remember someone holding a rock, and it was like, it looks like it was talking or something. I was like, what the fuck, or something.
Almost as if they wanted to create their own Chewbacca, but the closest they can come up with was a sentient rock.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, where she now I remember the sketches of where like they were jumping in the trees, and then she finds a rock and it
Believe
was
it or
just yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
And believe it or not, Troy and Geode are very similar. The only difference is one can actually talk.
Oh, so I'm sorry, but like, it seems like Heat's connection went away because of the sheer amount of cringe.
No.
Megaforce was awful. I have full range.
Okay, you have been restored to full status because of that.
But seriously, to make it a long story short, Megaforce was just bad. Not okay. Would you say Disney Star Wars and the sequel trilogy was worse than Megaforce? Yes or no?
Yes. Megaforce itself was just bland vanilla. Super Megaforce, even Super Megaforce, kind of had its good moments. Like if you just kind of like
in a vacuum.
No, if I slammed my head against a brick wall probably 50 times, I could probably enjoy Super Megaforce. There's no amount of times that I could slam my head against a brick wall that will make me enjoy Rise of Skywalker.
Yep, nope. It's nothing like watching a character just go through like, hey, I'm powerful as shit. I mean, now I'm gonna take the name and then just.
See, here's like basically the scene that lost me on Rey was the mind trick scene. You know, like okay, yeah, that's James Bond under that suit. That's that's cool. Yeah, like that's Daniel Craig in that scene. Cool, but like the fact that like he's using a Jedi mind trick, one without even knowing they exist. It took Luke 3 movies to be able to do a Jedi mind trick. Rey did it without even thinking.
Yeah, I hate that shit. That's what I meant. Like, yeah, I just hate when, like, just like all of a sudden it's like, oh, yeah. Yep.
No, I will give them this. They tried. I repeat, tried to take Star Wars in a different direction and break away from the focal point that is the Skywalkers. They tried, but it was horrible. Force Awakens was just a nostalgic retread. Last Jedi pretty much trolled the audience. That's Rian Johnson for you. And Rise of Skywalker was essentially Lucasfilm pulling a Warner Brothers, pressing the panic button for dear life.
Yeah, I mean, at least, as much as I hate Disney, at least they stay on track.
They went off rails.
I know, yeah, definitely. Yeah. But what's frustrating about with Warner Brothers, they'll make a movie, but just don't end it. Like it'll just hang forever. But at least with Disney or with Marvel, even though it's complete shit and it has no bearing, at least you get the people who the little people that do like it. At least they get to see it finished. And that's one of my biggest things. Like, man, if it's at least finish it, even it's shit.
You at least get some kind of resolution. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers' biggest problem is something goes wrong, and they literally just flush everything they had down the toilet, and they keep trying to start over. Like it'd be one thing if you tried to like retool and like make things work, but they keep trying to like restart this universe. But all they managed to do is just like, I'm sorry, guys, the Snyderverse never died. It still exists.
Yeah, that's what I
But
said.
then you,
That's what
but
I
then you
believe
wasted
in
3 years
too.
throwing crap at the wall, seeing what sticks.
And even
And
when you have stuff that does stick, like Aquaman, they never really followed up on it.
Yeah, they don't want to touch that shit after, a certain court case, you know what I mean? You get my drift. They're just gonna dump the whole thing over one over one actor. I just don't want to.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Let's just say that like Aquaman: The Fallen Kingdom is really gonna shit the bed. Let's just say that.
Oh,
like I might.
definitely.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Nick.
it's
too
just
easy. Too
also
easy.
also don't flip Aquaman the finger, otherwise it might cut your pinky off.
No, he might get a pink eye. And I'm being kicked out the stream. I deserve it.
No.
No, I'm just whatever.
And not my best work. Not my best work. But
So yeah,
I just can't believe it. Like it's just. I bet the new Aquaman movie is bad. It's good. Like I can't see them somehow screwing up Aquaman. I mean, even though they screwed up everything else, it's just. I just I'm probably only gonna watch it on stream and nowhere else. I'm not gonna pay for that movie.
yeah. From what I hear, it's not gonna do good.
Wizard Brain, have you seen Shazam 2 and or Black Adam yet?
I have. I watched. This week. Last weekend I watched the same 2. I watched Quantumania. I've watched. Man. I watched the third. Oh gosh. A lot of things I watched.
Nix, you've been awfully quiet. What's your kind of opinion on the whole like Warner Brothers situation?
I think it's been summed up pretty well. Honestly, although I've been staying away from superhero movies, I'm just
That's fair.
I'm too tired. I like the first few, Marvel movies, and I liked Wonder Woman. I liked Aquaman, the first one. Aside from Amber Heard being in it, but honestly, I'm just done.
Yeah, I understand that.
So let's kind of flip the script a little bit. Nix, what movies are you looking forward to?
I don't know. I mean, they've already been 2 that I was looking forward to seeing, and I saw them. There was the Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and there was the Mario movie, which I saw, both of which I saw with my family.
Nice.
So, and they were really good. Nice. So, like, I don't really expect to like a lot of modern day movies anymore. They've all just kind of, they don't look like bad, just boring.
There's a trailer I've seen that I haven't seen it yet. It's the Nicolas Cage vampire one. I heard it was good.
Renfield.
For the longest time, I thought it was called Liefeld. I don't know why. I just kept thinking that.
Oh, the movie is just full of pouches. Pouches and badly done feet.
Just to see Nicolas Cage, I think I'll be excited for this movie.
Did.
Yeah, I'm definitely being more cautious.
Since we got 2 ladies in the stream, let me ask you. You'll ask you this: What do you guys think about the upcoming Barbie movie?
Oh, I'm definitely. I mean, I said I don't want to say I definitely want to see it, but if it's lower than 80%, then I'm not. It's like it was catchy. I mean, I said heck with it, man. I mean, I want to have fun.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
Yeah,
it looks cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it looks. I like kind of like the self-aware, play it straight tone. Like it's like, oh, I can't believe I'm like, oh, the Barbie movie actually looks kind of good. Like I'm not gonna go see it in theaters because there's no way in hell I would be caught dead going to see Barbie solo. Like if I had a girlfriend and she wanted to see the Barbie movie, I'd be like, okay, At least then I'm with a girlfriend. They have the plausible deniability of, oh, my girlfriend's making me see Barbie. Oh, the horror! As I munch on my popcorn.
Man, that's how I feel. Yeah, I was like, hey, what's supposed to see? He's like, no. I'm like, man, why you gotta
Trust
be so
me, if you went to something like that solo, Nick, you would never live that down.
Yeah,
I would go. My friends don't want to see it because they fear. Oh no! Well, we can't see that. That's kid shit. I'm like, so is Mario technically.
But you, but you're a lady, so you can get away with it. So.
There is the Barbie movie. The trailer did have one shot that kind of impressed me when they're showing off the community and all of the houses. None of the houses have a back wall to them, and I was like, okay, that's kind of clever because it's like none of the Barbie houses from the toy sets ever are ever full houses, so you can actually play in them properly.
The thing that did it for me was the rollerblades. Did you bring your rollerblades? I literally go nowhere without them, and they're all plastic looking and stuff. It's like, oh.
It's official. We are old.
Yeah.
J-Heat.
Anyone who was not born.
J-Heat.
Yeah, knows it.
This is my response to you calling me old.
No shit.
But in all seriousness, I'm actually looking forward to seeing.
Before we go any further, welcome back, Forrester. How you doing, buddy?
All right, glad to be back.
Yeah,
welcome back.
We're just talking about the upcoming Barbie movie and
I'm not. I'm trying to talk about Sonic 3. I don't know what they're talking about.
I'm just doing some coloring.
Oh, nice.
All right, I've got 3 movies now. I'm excited for.
Oh, did you know that you're actually gonna do a Knuckles series starring Idris Elba set in that universe?
Huh.
I seen they were. I didn't hear about that. I know that I saw the second one where they had Tails in it, and that was pretty cool. And Knuckles,
I think Idris Elba was a great Knuckles.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I was surprised. I was surprised how
very
good.
Charismatic.
Sonic 2 it was basically an adaptation of Sonic and Knuckles, and 2, it had no right being as good as it was. I was surprised. Took my cousin
with Sonic 3, there is one character that has to show up, otherwise it is a terrible movie. Froggy.
Correction. Shadow.
If Big the cat does not appear in Sonic 3, I will literally burn down Japan. I will turn into Godzilla and burn down Japan.
Toei, if you're listening to this, plausible deniability. He is clearly exaggerating.
Sure. I was like,
but yeah,
Shadow. I'll do it too.
Shadow's definitely going to carry that film.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting on Shadow.
Who do you think they'll get to voice Shadow? That's a question.
Now that is a question. That's a hard choice. That is a hard choice.
Now, who feels about how Eggman looks? Like, do you hate it?
Jim Carrey carries it. That's a solid Eggman.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, Jim Carrey is not as rotund as his video game counterpart, but acting-wise, it's mwah.
Yeah, that was between the two people. They're like, oh yeah, he does good, but he doesn't look like anything like Eggman. I'm like,
see,
here's crazy hair.
here's my problem. Okay, I felt like the storyline was perfectly setting up Metal Sonic.
Right.
I thought oh, he has this quill. Oh, I'll make my own hedgehog. I thought.
You would think Metal Sonic.
Metal Sonic seems like the perfect number 3, whereas Shadow just seems kind of like an asshole. Okay,
Shadow's too popular. Come on, and a bit of pure marketing. I mean, Shadow is
the Vegeta for the Sonic franchise. Let's be honest.
The Vegeta to Sonic's Goku. I can see that. I can see
Okay,
that.
okay. I want to play this game. Let's decide. Dragon Ball Z equivalents for Sonic characters. So obviously Sonic is Goku.
Shadow is Vegeta. Piccolo is Knuckles.
Actually, no. Knuckles is Vegeta. I would say Shadow is Piccolo.
Hot take. Hot take.
Tails would be Krillin.
you mean he dies at the end of every arc?
No, that's Yamcha.
Oh,
come on, Nick.
It's been a while since I've watched Dragon Ball.
Okay.
I mean,
I got a joke for you guys. How many Saiyans does it take to change a light bulb?
I know this one.
It takes 3 episodes, and Krillin dies in the end.
Oh no. Oh yeah, Krillin.
You all laugh, but Krillin got the best life out of all of them. He got a
win's
wife,
a win. I will give him that.
He gets to nail his robotic waifu. Like, he's literally living the dream.
He's the strongest he's the strongest pure human in the series.
Until Oob is in the picture, but that's debatable.
I am so out of my depth in this conversation.
Oh yeah, me too. I need to rewatch Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Has anyone seen the Dragon Ball Z abridged?
Yes.
I love it.
Wait. Wizard, I'm gonna pull up a clip. Yep. Hey, talk about this.
Okay, while we're waiting on that, okay, Dragon Ball Abridged. Okay, it does go a little off the rails, but it's a good recap of the show, at least in the anime.
Yeah.
So you could just go off a bridge, and you pretty much get a good generalization what the series is about. It's not.
All right, so as soon as I share this, you guys will know what I'm about to do. But
oh boy.
Broken my body. I failed in my mission to find the Dragon Balls. I even lost my tail. But at least it can't get any worse from here.
Oh gosh.
What?
I'm watching you.
okay.
Go, Snapper.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need
Also-
to definitely rewatch that.
Have you guys ever seen Sword Art Online Abridged?
Yes,
Oh, no.
I
Yeah.
love it.
I haven't. I sinned. No.
I watched it on a dare.
I'm sorry, but like if we're gonna if we are gonna talk about like a bridge, I have to bring this in.
That's adorable. You think they're a threat? Well, you just sit tight. Show's about to start. Careful though. We Rose are a splash soon. What do you mean by that?
What? Not a curse. This guy thought he was going up against Laughing Coffin, but he still just brought himself and a small child. You sure we want to mess with this guy?
Please, the boys all talk. And now that I've broken him, he's not even that anymore. He's nothing but a gibbering mess, grasping at straws.
Ooh, another one of your famous theories. Tell you what, I'll give you the first shot. See how that goes.
Boss, I think this might be a trap.
Enough! You're all level 45, and there's 7 of you. I think you got this.
You got me all figured out, but there's one thing you didn't account for. My numbers are bigger than yours. Funny thing, really. Get to a high enough level, and you're basically untouchable. My wounds heal faster than you can make them. We could do this all day, and you would not be any closer to beating me. Not that it wouldn't be fun. But I've got good news. You see, there's no need to wonder where you got it. Because he's right here. And he's fresh out of mercy.
that ooh part just gets me every time.
Yeah, SAO Abridged is unhinged. Like this, it gets crazy fast.
Yeah, especially once it gets to the Alfheim online art. Also,
Still waiting
also,
for those new episodes.
yeah, it's mostly.
And
one
also, that
for-
turns into a complete yandere. I'm just saying.
yeah, like
Best part.
Also, SAO abridged is better than regular SAO.
Oh,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Jaheed,
I will not deny
Jaheed,
that.
this is for you.
Oh, did you catch him?
No, he got away.
Really? I figured some random perp would be no match for the world's greatest detective. Oh, wait, no. That's Batman! And you're not Batman, are you? You never be Batman.
Hey, fuck you! That cut surprisingly deep. Well played.
You will never be Batman. I'm just like,
Oh,
Ouch.
That is a burn. That is a burn.
obviously no one can be Batman because Batman is Batman, and no one who's Batman can't be Batman.
like, I'm sorry, but I love SAO Bridge so much. I love that series so much.
All right, I'm putting that down.
Oh, it's on YouTube. It's free to watch. It's great.
I assure you, Dragon Ball Abridged is better.
I like
how
I like how much of a psycho they make UA. Like, damn, that bitch is scary.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'll give it a try. But yeah, Dragon Ball Z has a close place in my heart.
You will
I
love
had some
SAO
good
Bridge.
laughs.
Oh.
No, I've actually seen SAO Abridged, and yes, it's up there, but at least in my personal opinion, Dragon Ball Abridged is slightly better.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be willing to give it a try. I'll see how
it is
I
good.
feel.
It is good. It gets a little crazy. It gets a little dark, but SAO Abridged is solid.
So if we're talking about Abridged series, there's also one other we need to mention. This one is also by Team 4-Star.
Oh, hell, I remember this.
Take this.
Oh yeah, I love these.
What did you do?
All right, but you can't be mad at me.
What did you do?
Okay, first, I was minding my own business. I was.
And exactly what happened whilst you were minding your own business?
So I was just chillaxing in my room like a bum, and all of a sudden these schmucks like, oh. One of them yelled out, "Get on your knees!" And I responded with, "I'm not your mother last night." And they took exception to that.
That's not how it went down.
Oh, you know how that song and dance goes. And I killed all but one of them.
What happened to the last one?
Pushed out like a bitch. Serve the Lord.
Helsing Abridged is so hilarious, I gotta say.
Oh, it's so.
I was like, I was chillaxing in my room.
So, Forrester, anything you want to add to this discussion?
Nope. I'm just listening in.
Is there any like Bridge series that you guys like?
I've so far the only ones I've seen are Dragon Ball and Alistair, of course.
Did Digimon ever make a Bridge series? Because I know Alcard has.
I know there's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge series by Little Kribo that I hear is pretty good.
Yeah, that's the one I've seen is Yu-Gi-Oh!
Even though I think Little Kribo is pretty much persona non grata, like he's pretty much.
Do they do just like certain YouTubers do keep doing certain abridges? Like I'm surprised I haven't seen Attack on Titan abridged.
Oh, it's definitely out there somewhere.
Okay. All right, I have to play this.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
I know. I summoned something midnight.
Oh my god! I forgot. Totally forgot. I have to play this. Oh my god!
Oh jeez, he's really all right. I don't know what I did, but I did something.
Are you
What
okay?
is it? Now I'm curious.
Oh my god! This is like the greatest thing ever. Some audio.
All right, you poop nobblers.
Oh god!
Screwing around with you match of meat tossers. Last group thought it'd be funny. Shove a corn cob up a trainee's butthole. And you know what happened? They were asked to leave politely. And it was awkward for everyone. All What's your name? Well, sweet.
What the fuck?
We saw the hood of a Mercedes Benz. You sound like a majestic fucking eagle. Do you sing? Harmonize with me, Megan.
I don't know if I can.
He's dead.
Oh, well, my name's Jean Kirstein from Tropes, and after I ace this academy, I'll be joining the military police. Well, you seem to have a good head on your shoulders. Oh, well, thank you so much.
Now, listen up, you double-decker pig fart! You don't get to join the military police till after you pull your head out of your hamster hole! What about you, Freckles? Where do you see yourself in 3 years?
I plan to give my body in service of the king, sir.
Oh, you think this is harem of the dead, you shrimp dick fuck nugget? Out of your wiener flock. Then you couldn't even bother trying to be with the king. Well, sweet jolly fucking ranchers, I bet your mom wishes she had swallowed you. So, what's going on in this neck of the woods? You got something to eat there?
Yeah, I'm just eating a potato.
Ah, potatoes, huh? You like some potatoes?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, from now on, you'll be known as Potato Girl.
I don't like that name.
You know, those are actually quite high in calories. You know what's a real good way for burning off calories?
What?
Well, sweet Pacific Rim job. Look at you, Jagger. You're all loose and tight at the same time. John, why can't you be more like Jagger Bombastic over here?
Oh my God, John, you suck.
You've enjoyed the first stage of training, ladies. And boys, I'm not sexist. I sure do hope you made plenty of friends. Now you need to try and kill him. Excellent comeback there, Jagger Bombastic. How will you follow suit, Yanni boy?
I think I was gonna loop back to something about bread.
Well, that needs work, actually. But you know what might work better? Going the fuck to sleep!
Guys, nice.
So that is why I freaked out when you said Attack on Titan Abridged. I was like, yes, I get to show it!
Yeah, because I had never heard of it. I was like, I'm surprised there's no Attack on Titan Abridged or like.
I knew it was out there somewhere.
Is there Death Note Abridged?
There's an abridged for everything because these are fan made productions. Also, Sorcerer, you ready to share?
Am I what?
Ready to share?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just doing some coloring.
Nice.
Yeah, so a topic that I was thinking about bringing up is what are some YouTubers you used to watch, but you really don't watch them anymore? Like you kind of like not because like you hate them, but just you kind of like fell off.
Mostly reaction YouTubers who do a lot of reaction videos. But if I had to name one, it would be. Oh, this guy's got to be like at 500,000 subscribers by now. Definitely Blasphemous HD. That's his YouTube name. I don't know why he called himself that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Seth the Programmer for obvious reasons. What's another one? I usually keep in touch with people I'm subscribed to.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's the only choice I think of.
So for me, the one channel that I used to be a really big fan of was called The Game Chasers. Like, I don't know if anybody remembers, like, early to mid 2010s, you had retro gaming YouTube, which was like kind of like a big scene. I was a part of it.
I remember.
And I was a big fan of the Game Chasers. Basically, they just went to different. Basically, they just went to different like flea markets around Texas. This is how much of a fan I was. I had their first 3 seasons on DVD. Let's see. Here's their first season, and then here is the second season. And then here's the third season, which I bought, but as you can see, I never actually opened. I don't know. It just with the Game Chasers, I think it was like.
Oh, Linkara from atop the fourth wall. I kind of fell off watching him.
I only ever watched
in general.
Same.
Oh yeah, like with Linkara, I only really ever watched his history of the Power Rangers. But like the problem with a lot of those Channel Awesome people, they never really advanced their format. Like they never upgraded their setups. Like for example, Doug Walker looks outside of a few technical upgrades, it's basically the same format it's been for like the past 15 years roughly.
Yeah, but in his defense, then they tried to change it, and then
it didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work, and plus he got in a crap ton of trouble.
Oh yeah, the change of channel. I think what you're referring to is when he tried to do demo reel. Like, I'm just talking about just evolving the format. I don't know.
I still watch him occasionally too.
Doug to me is kind of like a one-trick pony. Like AVGN, that guy's really talented. It's just I just feel like his motivation's gone. He's just doing angry video game nerd for the money now. I just have no desire to watch him. I used to love AVGN.
Outside of his Majora's Mask review, I do still kind of watch the Angry Video Game Nerd, but Linkara, I've kind of just, I don't know, I've just distanced myself from watching him.
Well, his comic reviews are pretty good. Well, they used to be.
Yeah, like he used to have really good movie reviews. Like Monster Madness was really nice.
Linkara, I stopped watching kind of when he started talking more and more frequently about the women in fridges trope and how sexist it is and blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's okay.
Let's talk. No. I just want to say let's kind of I think Nick's that's actually a really good segue into kind of getting back into the trope talk. Fridging, that's a really good one. So like, what's your problem with like the hate against the fridging trope, Nick's?
Everyone who talks about it claims that it's very sexist because it came about because Kyle Rayner's girlfriend was shoved in a fridge after she was killed, but like a lot of worse shit happened to a lot of like comic characters though.
Way worse.
Like way worse. And apparently it's only sexist if a guy has a female companion, like be it their mother, their sister, girlfriend, whatever, who's killed or put in peril for them to have the motivation to like fight back. But like, no, it's not. Like if it was a girl who's like male in her life was in trouble, people be like, oh, she's only doing it for a man. Oh, that's so sexist. So it's like it's a lose-lose situation no matter how you play the game. But like, it's not sexist. It's just, oh, person I love is in danger or was killed. Now I'm gonna go fight the bad guy.
Yeah, I think my problem is I don't really see it as like problematic or sexist. I honestly just see the trope as lazy. Like to me, it's lazy writing. The fact that you have, it's kind of the same way with like you use sexual assault on a woman as a means of character development. Like we see
that is lazy.
Yes, and it's like there are so many other ways you can spur character development. You don't need to kill off a character. You don't need to essay a woman. Like I just feel like those are kind of like the rare instances where, like, in terms of like essay towards a woman for character development, that's one of those rare instances where, like, okay, I agree with the activists on this one, and I'm going to be honest with you, I was guilty of that trope myself. Like in issue 4, there was a moment that I had written where one of the characters gets assaulted, and it was supposed to be for character development, but I recognized that was a bad idea. And I literally rewrote the scene.
Yeah, that stuff is tricky. It's like, are you really? It's like you gotta ask yourself, like, are you doing it for? Is it plot or character development, or is it just there just to be there, just just for a hook?
I
That's where
think in
people.
my instance, it was mostly there for shock value.
Yeah, that's where you gotta avoid that. Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like with the way I've rewritten it, and I've also rewritten scripts, kind of like to properly set up and pay off this kind of thing better. I actually think it's a better script now than it was then. So like, it's actually better. It's actually came out all right, in my opinion.
All right.
I mean, I've handled material like that, especially in writing noir stuff. Although I didn't necessarily choose it because I was writing about a place that was known for prostitution at the time, being a Navy town. So, like, I kind of didn't have a choice but to cover it because, to some degree, if you you can go the opposite route where you're so afraid of a trope and you're like, oh no, I can't do that; they'll kill me. But then you start accidentally whitewashing reality. It's like so. Yeah, there's going to be discussion of prostitution and rape in my noir comics because that's what, honest to God, happened in that place then.
It's like you said a story in the South in the 1850s, and you don't talk about slavery.
Exactly. Well, that comes up too because it is Virginia, and there is actually lingering Civil War baggage because even as late as World War II, culturally it was still very much drawn along those like north-south black-white lines, and that's kind of exactly what I'm writing about. So when you mention slavery, you're not wrong. It's like, no, that's there too.
Oh, so it's like when you're a writer, and if it's not related to history or what Phoenix said, you should avoid it. Is that like more like a suggestion? Because I'm just curious.
Hello.
Okay, you're not gonna. The best way to explain that is you're not gonna please everyone, but as long as you stay true to the art form, the structure, and the relevant context of what you're writing about, you can't go wrong. You're not going to please everyone. There are going to be some mature themes if that's the type of story you want to tell. But as long as you stay true to it, as long as you actually make it its own world and setting and make it reflect as reflective as humanly possible, again, you can't go wrong. You're not going to please everyone, but at least you're not altering reality or not projecting it in an accurate, realistic light or anything like that. Because all that is surface level.
Also, it depends on what genre, because I have two main projects. Dogs and Sailors is realistic noir and is more crime and heavy. Oceana is a kind of tokusatsu magical girl inspired fantasy. They're both in the same setting, the Norfolk, Virginia Beach area, but like the stories that happen in Oceana being to do with mermaids and demons and stuff like that, it still involves the Navy, but it's on a much lighter level. I don't really like. There could be crimes like muggers and drug dealers and things like that, but nothing that's not like outside the what the Ninja Turtles might fight, because that's fantasy genre. I would never mention prostitution in Oceana because that's just not the kind of theme that can handle it. So that's what I do.
Okay.
I segregate my ideas by genre. It's like, okay, you can talk about it in the heavy one where you have real humans and you're not trying to do fantasy. See, I think the thing about Kyle Rayner and the girlfriend, they're missing the point here, that it's not bad because of what happened to his girlfriend. It's bad because it happened in Green Lantern. It's out of tone. That's why it shocks you.
Like in fantasy, should be avoided, like supernatural stuff and like
and there's just something inherently disrespectful about referencing really gruesome realities in
fantasy stories.
A fantasy story, yeah, because you're not taking it seriously.
Yeah, because like certain stuff is meant to be more of an escapism, and I think that's kind of the problem that we're running into with like a lot of fiction nowadays. Is these people engage with like fantasy, sci-fi, or superheroes as a form of escapism, and these creators, they keep wanting to try and bring in real world stuff into it, and people are
It doesn't
rejecting
work.
it. Like,
It
what are
doesn't
you
work.
guys, racist? You don't want my shitty books?
Oh, okay. Because I was about to bring up. Oh man.
If you don't like my books, then don't buy my book. Okay. And now you're
Every-
broke.
Everyone proceeds to not buy her books. Surprise me, you face.
No, I literally backed out of a coloring project once when the writer bragged to me that Kelly Sue DeConnick like endorsed it, and they would have Kelly Sue DeConnick's endorsement on the cover. I was like, nah.
Sorry, bro. I'm not about that life.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder what happened to her after that whole spiel. She didn't really show up in comics anymore after that.
People like her tend to fail upwards. I'm sure she found something, or she just.
Oh yeah. All right. Sorry. I had a brain fart. I was gonna bring up Berserk because isn't he like it's fantasy, but it has some really dark shit in it.
Okay,
Like,
Berserk is seinen, which means it's adult. Basically, imagine like Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball, where it's shonen but mature. You can that's a completely different cultural zeitgeist, and you can get away with a lot more in a seinen series than you could with something like shonen or what you're typically used to. Because senen's already going to have mature themes in it. So with seinen, you can get away with a lot more.
Yeah, that's why I kind of have a similar setup for like my comics. So like Forrester, I got 2 separate comics. So I got Turned Samurai is the more mature comic book that's like the manga inspired. It's basically a light to mid R kind of thing. Like I have curse words, I have prostitutes, I have blood, but I don't do nudity. You know, that's kind of where I draw the line for Turned Samurai. And then Screecher is more of my general audience kind of book. Like Screecher is more of a PG-13, very light PG-13 kind of thing. Like it's more of your standard Marvel or DC, and that's by design, you know. So like
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because you know deep down what audience you desire to reach with your stories.
Yeah, and so Turned Samurai, I could get away with telling more mature stories because it's more content rich, whereas Screecher is more just kind of like more general audiences, so I'm very limited in what I can do, but still it's a lot more fun.
Okay, because I was say like, man, I'm gonna have to fix my story too, because or I just let people know like, hey, this is for really this is adult, like pretty much adult content. You know, don't read if you don't, you know.
And quick shout out to the audience. If you're actually gonna watch Berserk, watch the original anime, not that CGI monstrosity they pulled. That
Oh God, no! Save
All right.
yourself.
Absolutely.
Let me read this comment real quick. So, but Buffle says Shonen has a lot of fan service and a decent amount of mature themes as well compared to American comics. Shoujo also deals often with pretty heavy relationship themes, and yeah, I think that's kind of that's
more cultural than anything. But that's a fair point.
But I also believe it's kind of one of the reasons why manga is kicking ass currently, and why the younger people are probably. Have you tried to read a new Marvel or DC comic? They are unreadable. Like they are
garbage.
They are the blandest shit ever. The writing is terrible. The art is like gross. And then
there are a few exceptions, like Joshua Williamson, Jeremy Adams. There are a few exceptions.
Yeah, I mean,
Fair enough.
I grew up with manga pretty much, so I wouldn't know crap. But you know,
I grew up with both. Like I was
I grew up
mostly
with
an
both.
American. I was mostly an American comics fan, but I did read some manga. Like as like a kid and a teen. Let's see, what did I read? Bleach, Shaman King,
Nice.
maybe a couple others here and there. You know,
The original, not the remake.
Right.
I saw the anime remake of Shaman King. It wasn't bad.
Huh.
But yeah, like I was a huge Shaman King fan as a kid. Like I remember watching on a Fox box and whatnot. Like Amidamaru, spirit form. You know,
Can I
Fox
just interject here?
No.
Yeah,
Not
go ahead,
Fox
Nick.
Kids.
So
No.
interesting
Fox
fact
Box.
that most people might not know is that Stan Lee and the creator of Shaman King actually collaborated on a manga.
Holy crap!
Yeah, it was actually really good. I remember reading it a couple of chapters in different issues of Shonen Jump I'd get. I forget what it's called, but if you look up Stan Lee manga, you'll probably find it.
See, this is why I love Stan Lee. That guy was like sure he had his problems, but he was a legit lover of the medium. Like he legit loved his job, you know. And like, sure you can say like, oh, the way he treated Jack Kirby, oh, the way he was kind of a prima donna during the Marvel days. Yeah, that's kind of messed up. But you can't argue that the guy didn't love comic books.
The passion was there. He was a bit of a glory hound, and come on, this is the silver tail end of the golden age, early silver age of comics. You're trying to get your name out there, so that's a fair point. So Stan Lee being a bit of a glory hound, that's just part of the trade. But at least
Can anyone answer this question? Was Shaman King creator involved with Hero Man?
I want to say no, but I wouldn't be surprised if the creator of Hero Man. I would have to go back and look that up. I do not remember. They might have done a collab together, but I don't think he was ever involved in the main series.
But yeah, like probably one of my favorite Stan Lee stories is so most people here have heard of Sudi Man, right? You know, the Japanese Spider-Man.
Yes.
So, did you know that Stan Lee actually loved that series? And at one point, Stan Lee actually wanted to bring Son Vulcan over to the U.S. and give it the Power Ranger treatment back in '81.
I did know that. I know that Haim Saban actually picked Bioman first. He wanted to do Bioman.
And there was actually a pilot out there with like Mark Dacascos was actually supposed to be the original Red Ranger.
And fun fact, the Japanese Spider-Man series had a Megazord before Super Sentai did. Well, consistently.
Yes, Leopardon. And so the first two series of Sentai, Go Ranger and Jack, did not have big robos. It wasn't until after Suripaman and Leopardon that they actually added robos with Battle Fever J. That is when they became the Super and Super Sentai. Yeah. Also, did you know that like both Sentai and Kamen Rider were created by the same person?
Shotaro Ishinomori.
Yes, sir. Oh, Forrester, did you know that Ishimori did a Legend of Zelda Link to the Past comic for Nintendo Power?
I did actually. As a matter of fact, I've read it. I got it from the.
I own it. I own it.
Nice.
A physical copy.
I don't own a copy.
All right, let me go grab it. But yeah, like basically, I remember reading the manga, like the comic, as a kid in Nintendo Power, and when I think I saw it on eBay, and I was like, I have to have, like, no, Amazon. I was like, I have to have this because I remember reading it as a kid on Nintendo Power, and then when I saw like it was done by Ishimori, I was like, yes. All right. I'm gonna remove your screen capture for a second here. So.
Okay.
Nice.
Let me just solo myself. Oh. Yeah, and the art is like really good.
Yeah. Yep, I've read this. I wish I owned a copy.
Oh, this is really nice, honestly. I love it. Yeah. Let me just bring your coloring back. Okay. Yeah,
I didn't know Zelda had stuff like that. That's pretty interesting.
Actually, there's Zelda mangas, and they cover most of them. Japanese Spider-Man is a blast.
I love them. Oh my god.
The Emissary of Hell, Spider-Man, poses 5 times with different camera angles. Yes, I love the theme. It is so 70s.
You know, it never received an official dub outside of subtitles.
Yeah,
in any country.
Yeah, I know.
I think France tried to have one made, but it fell through.
Yeah, and if you want to talk about like Sentai coming over the U.S. before Power Rangers, who here has heard of the Dynaman dub for USA back in the 80s?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, they did them for Hawaii where they had a crossover market. There's a Go Ranger dub too, which is really weird to hear the phrase Pink Ranger in
No,
English. in the
Dynaman
70s.
was broadcast on USA back in the 80s.
Well, this was the USA too. It was Hawaii only, but that's USA.
Oh, you mean like the USA Network?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. No. Local TV in Hawaii did a dub of the original Go Ranger, and it's on YouTube, and it's hilariously bad. But for a long time, that was the only Go Ranger you could find in English, because for some reason they didn't fan sub it till like 3 years ago.
Yeah, because like yeah, you get the same thing with like a lot of the Metal Heroes, because like Gavin wasn't subbed until recently, and like, have they subbed B Fighter yet? Like you think B Fighter would have been subbed a long ass time ago? So
you would
those
Beetleborgs, but I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, fun fact: did you know that the motion capture actor for Devil May Cry, Ruben Lundgren, was in B Fighter's Kabuto?
That's Beetleborgs Metallics.
Yes.
Nice.
And also he well, actually, Devil May Cry has a really big Power Ranger connection. So obviously we know that Johnny Bosch is Nero. But did you know that the actor for Virgil is the Quantum Ranger?
Yeah.
No.
Eric.
It's all connected to Power Rangers.
And
Not
Ruben
surprised though, because Time Force had really good acting.
Yeah, like and then Ruben Lundgren actually came to America, and he was actually a stunt double on Time Force. So like the connection goes even deeper. Hey Forrester,
Yeah.
I'm gonna share a video for a second, then I'll get back to you.
Yeah, no problem.
I just like we were talking about like let's see here.
Okay, while we're waiting on that, not counting Tommy Oliver, which was the best Sixth Ranger out of any season?
Well, we'll get that conversation after this. See?
Wow.
You can clearly tell it's Ruben.
Yep.
Well, no, they haven't shown. See, you can clearly tell it's him. Yeah. So
It's like I saw one of those toy ads, but in a movie.
the merchandising will go through the roof if you know which YouTuber I'm quoting. You're awesome.
Spaceballs?
I was quoting Easy Toku Rider.
But Spaceballs is very quotable to this day, so you weren't too far off. But
I'm surrounded by assholes.
Okay. Oh wait. Okay. I gotta bring that up. Okay. Like, I'm sorry, but like, you invoked it. I have to, like, you know.
Princess Vespa spaceship within range, sir.
Cool. Fire a warning shot across her nose.
What's going on? It's either the 4th of July or someone's trying to kill us.
Rest in peace, Joan.
Hey, I don't have to put up with this. I'm rich.
What are you doing?
I'm calling my father.
Oh, you idiot! I said across her nose, not up it. Sorry, sir. Doing my best. Who made that man a gunner?
I did, sir. He's my cousin.
He's an asshole, sir. What's his name? That is asshole. Major.
Oh.
Too, sir. Gunner's mate, first class, Philip asshole.
Fill up
We
asshole.
got on this ship anyhow.
Ow.
Oh, I love how like one guy just doesn't stand up. Wait.
Dude, I'm surrounded by assholes. Keep firing, assholes.
Oh, okay. I gotta show one more like Spaceballs.
We're going down this rabbit hole now.
I don't care. All right. There's one more joke that I love. I gotta and then we'll get back to Power Rangers.
They must have hyperjets on that thing. And what do we got on this thing? A Cuisinart? No, sir. We'll find them, catch them. Yes, sir. Prepare ship for light speed. No. Light speed is too slow. Light speed too slow? Yes, we're gonna have to go right to ludicrous speed. Ludicrous speed. Sir, we've never gone that fast before. I don't know if the ship can take us. What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken?
As soon as they called him Colonel Sanders, when you watch, like, I was hoping they'd make that joke, and they did, and God bless them.
Prepare ship! Prepare ship for ludicrous speed. Fasten all seatbelts. What the hell was that? Baseball 1. They've gone to plaid.
By the way, for any of you Tesla fans out there, the Tesla Plaid is named after this.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
Elon Musk made a Spaceballs reference.
Hey guys, I gotta go. Okay.
Okay, have a good one.
Let's
Like,
see.
I don't know if you've actually seen like the car being driven, but like when you like really get up and go, the screen will actually go plaid. God bless you, Elon Musk.
But yeah, not counting Tommy. Who's the best Sixth Ranger out of any season? Not counting Tommy.
Or Jason and Zeo, because that's cheating.
Yeah, that's cheating. That is cheating.
I'm gonna say Trent from Dino Thunder. They did the Green with Evil. They did Green with Evil better than Green with Evil, mostly because they actually had more time to let it play out.
Yeah, because White Thunder, I believe, was a 5-episode. Wait, what?
No, it was like half the season.
Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah. Because then they did the clone aspect and brought White Ranger back again, like Trent's clone in the latter half. Or am I imagining that?
I don't remember. I haven't seen it since it was on. I need to watch Dino Thunder again.
You really do. You guys hold the fort down for a second. I gotta step away for a moment.
Yeah, no problem. I've got the DVD because I bought them all as they were coming out.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure they brought back, like, they made a clone of Trent to make the evil White Ranger back for the latter half of the season. It was like a 10-episode mini arc. I think it's because they had extra Alba Ranger footage because Dino Thunder and Alba Ranger were airing around the same time.
Yep. Remember that episode where they watched the Japanese version?
Oh yeah, and everyone thought, "Oh God, Japanese." No, and that's when everyone got exposed.
Abade to you. I just sung the theme, so
yeah.
But
and believe it or not, and fun fact, that was a filler episode.
Yeah, here's the thing about the White Ranger. So, his Japanese name was Abra Killer. He was basically the villain of Abra Ranger. He only became good in like the last 2 episodes. So I think the reason why they made the evil White Ranger was so that they could use more of like the evil
White Ranger footage.
Yeah, I think that's why.
He died in that too in the Sentai. There's a tradition every dinosaur theme season, one of the Rangers dies.
Just about every season of Super Sentai, Ranger gets killed off or has to give up the power in some aspect. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
No, but true. But in the dinosaur ones, it's become specifically because of Burai from Zero Ranger. It's become something they just do specifically.
Who did they kill off in Koyuger?
Wasn't that the train one?
No, you're thinking of Tokyuger.
Tokyuger. Kyoryuger, they had the spirit ones who were already dead, and then they passed on their powers and moved on. They gave their powers to the living characters, Ramirez and the all. They had a different color sash also, which it always bugged me that when they gave their powers to living people, they still had the bronze sash, which was weird because the bronze sash was the Spirit Ranger's color. I feel like it should have changed color with living Ranger hosts, but it didn't.
That could
also Tokyuger is infamous in the fandom for one other thing.
What's that?
Put in the private chat.
No, I'm gonna dig up the pic and then
They were dead too. Like that was the clever thing about Tokyuger is like, you know, it's a kiddie theme with children and trains, so they make it that the children were all basically mortally injured, but their imagination saved them, and that's why they're in this like in between limbo world. Their imaginations kept them from death.
So this is what's infamous about Tokyuger.
Oh, the banner. I remember that. Yeah, I remember the jokes were made that redefined rail spike and stuff like that.
It's too easy. It's too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and come on, with a kiddie theme like that and the power of imagination, they're not gonna think about something like that.
I will say, like around this time every year, they're doing like a Sentai and Kamen Rider crossover. The Tokyuger Gaim crossover is probably one of my favorites.
Yeah. It wasn't kiddie in execution though. That's what I find like impressive.
Yeah.
The theme sounds like it's gonna be, but
and that's probably another. Go ahead.
Also, I gotta say, the crossover gave us probably one of the best memes ever. Forrester, you know exactly what I'm about to do, but let me just do this.
巨大なロボがでっかい怪物と戦っている。そんなバカな話があるか。仕事に戻れ。
Takakura. He was a good character.
He was. Noblesse esprit. I'm sorry, I'm a huge Gaim fan.
Okay. But the top 5-6 Rangers, not counting Tommy or Jason, Eric, Quantum, Titanium, Lightspeed. I want to say Rhino Ranger from Jungle Fury.
I mean, he wasn't bad, but like there wasn't anything particularly noteworthy about him. He was okay.
He was okay. I'm going by 6 Rangers specifically because there's not a real lot of appeal with the 6 Ranger. They go for their initial evil or anti-hero arc, and then they just kind of mesh into the background once they join the good guys.
Samurai Gold, I want to give a shout out to for sure.
Okay, he's a good honorable mention, but that's mostly where my taste of. Okay, I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation, but Seikuger was perfect. It was with the samurai customs, the theme, the execution.
It's pronounced Shinkenger, by the way.
Thank you, Shinkenger. But yeah, I feel like when the transfer to the Nickelodeon and the Neo Saban era, they just kind of dumbed down what was already a culturally profound concept.
Also, shout out to the Decade Shinkenger crossover. That was another good one.
Oh, Deca Ranger 10 years later. That was a good special.
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen Hurricane Gear 10 years after? So Hurricane Gear 10 years after did the once and always thing like 10 years beforehand. Because the thing about Hurricane Gear 10 years after is that there is this kid that wanted to be the Green Samurai Ranger, and at the end he became the Green Samurai Ranger. So they're doing the Min Quan thing like way beforehand.
That's probably where they got the idea.
Yeah.
It was a good special, but it had too much reused footage.
Like a lot of reused footage.
Yeah, because for me to watch having never seen the other show.
Deca Ranger 10 years after was great. Gokaiger 10 years after was really good.
Now, Gokaiger is the inspiration. I always get them confused. One is Mega Force and the other became Super Mega Force. I always confuse them. Go Sager and Go Kaiger. I always get them confused.
Also, did you know that they use the American Battleizer in Deca Ranger versus Magi Ranger?
Oh yeah.
They use the Battle Thong.
I wouldn't call it that, but
that's like the fan name for it. It's the fan name is the Battle Thong.
But yeah, fun fact, the Battleizers were always mostly American made until Deca Ranger.
Not always. I think Lightspeed Rescue, those were Japanese, and I'm not sure about the rest, but like, yeah, they stopped using Battleizers. I think Jungle Fury was the last one to use one for a while, because I don't think there was one in RPM onwards. Basically, the black box was became the equivalent. Yeah, I think Jungle. Also, people, when it comes to Jungle Fury, I don't think people really recognize it because, like, it's the second time they use American-made Rangers.
Well, yeah, the Spirit Rangers, they were purely American-made.
Like, those suits were great. For American-made suits, those were really well designed.
The Titanium Ranger was more detailed.
But as far as, like, fitting in with the theme of the season...
Oh, it worked with the theme, great, but... Come on, you're comparing the Spirit Rangers to the Titanium Ranger from Lightspeed. I mean, if you hold on. If I just the Spirit Rangers, that's barely even a skirmish when the Spirit Rangers come into play. Titanium dominates everyone. Oh, Forrest.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
This isn't going to show up, is it? I was going to show you the Takatora.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that is cool.
Let's see.
Just be careful. Ooh. Just be careful. Mitch, you might come and backstab you.
Yeah. And then I tried the inks on a separate piece of paper, and I never finished. This is from like 2014, but
I really like that. You got the cheekbones really well.
Yeah, I wanted to do more of these portraits, but then just never got the time or whatever. And then this one's.
Oh, nice. I want to say that's Death Ranger from
No, it's just a red Kyorager.
Huh.
Koyu Red, basically.
Yeah, King Daigo.
Now I remember interviews saying they didn't use Death Ranger in Dino Charge by comparing him to Lord Zed. Like kids would have been scared of him.
There we go. Blow it up. Yeah, I'll get my Takatora back.
And that's nice. That is nice. Not gonna lie, that is nice.
Yeah, and then let me get the inks. I'll show them side by side. There we go. I was doing the inks with a light box on a different paper. I was like incorporating the fruit in. If you can see it on the side here.
Oh yeah, the Helheim fruit. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember what was Takadora's fruit again? I can't remember.
Not watermelon. He was just melon.
Melon arms. You ever notice like the way the guy says melon? He almost sounds like he's drunk. Like melon arms.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a grapefruit at the time because I swear, I don't know where I got it from, but I thought I'd seen a grapefruit in an ad saying coming soon. And my brother will never stop giving me trouble about that. He'll pick up a grapefruit and he'll say coming soon to mock me on that because I thought there was going to be a new power up and there never was.
I mean, they did a lot of pretty much all the other fruits. I mean, hell, they even did like acorns and whatnot.
Also, I liked that series when it came out. I mean, excuse me, I liked it. When it first came out, I had two disparaging names. I called it Fruit Ninja and Street Dance Pokemon.
Also, there's a certain writer that we need to talk about, like in terms of like, you know, representation for LGBTQ stuff. You know who I'm about to invoke. You know who it is.
Yeah.
But don't say. I think this is actually really well done, by the way. Like his character.
He's
right.
so dangerous.
Lock on.
I actually think his character is a really positive representation of like good LGBT characters and whatnot. You know.
I would have to watch. I think I fell off
check
Kamen
on
Rider.
the call.
What do you think, Forrester?
He's taking a call right now.
Oh, okay. Okay. Have you ever watched Kamen Rider J-Heat?
I have watched Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. I've watched it since its Japanese equivalent.
Ryuki.
Huh?
You watched Kamen Rider Ryuki?
Yes, briefly. Some of Ryuki. I never made it to the end because I didn't have the time.
Okay.
But I have seen a little bit of Kamen Rider here and there.
Okay. I'm gonna start talking about I'm gonna recommend you some seasons, and then when Forrester comes on, he'll kind of pipe in. So, and by the way, a lot of these seasons you just kind of download them from the internet, gray area kind of thing, so you're fine. Kuga, that one actually got an American release. That one from 2000. Gaim is great. Kamen Rider W, that's from 2000. That's really good. Drive, Build. I'm trying to do more recent ones for you. Deno is really good. Honestly, almost anything from 2000 to 2009, all of them are pretty much bangers. Kiva is like the vampire Kamen Rider. You might like that. Blade is like playing cards, the themes. Gaim is like the fruits. W is like a detective, and it's like two Kamen Riders becoming one. Drive is actually more car based, but let me just add that. It's more car based, but it's like a police kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm trying to think like the good ones, but yeah, Gaim is really good. I really recommend Gaim. Drive is good. W is probably one of my favorites. That actually got a recent anime. Do you remember hearing about Futo PI?
Briefly.
That's actually a anime based off of Kamen Rider W.
Huh.
It takes place after the series. It's really good. It's based off the manga. And then let's see here. The other one, if you want something a little bit more recent, there's Kamen Rider Amazons. That actually came out in America on Amazon Prime.
Hold on, I have a quick question. Was an Aku in Gal Ranger, or was he American? Was he American made?
Aku?
Zenaku from Wild Force. Was he in Gal Ranger?
Let me just look. Wait. Zen Aku is from, I think, Overdrive. Wait, no. I think so, yeah. Also, you just reminded me of probably my favorite clip. I have to show you this clip. It's really great. So this is from a crossover movie called Gar Ranger versus Super Sentai. And if Forrester, if you can hear me, you probably know him about the share. Let's see here. Big one. He is the first I guess you could call him the first Sixth Ranger.
Oh, he's a bunch of them. He was also the Blue Ranger and Go Ranger. That he was He's been a metal hero. He was Kamen Rider V3. He came back as the mentor in O-Ranger. He's basically to Japan what JDF is to the American franchise.
What if I thought the American JDF was the guy who played Gavin.
To a lesser degree, but this guy has been on the main team 3 times.
Gavin is more of the golden boy of the franchise.
Well, no. The actor for Gavin was Battle Kenya, and it was Denji Blue, as well as Gavin.
They made a hilarious scene out of that.
Oh, yes, they did. But, like, I'm sorry. I just love this. Also, I love his fan nickname for Big One, the Rainbow Pimp. Forrester, have you heard that one?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, like, all right, and actually, I really think Guarantee for Super Sentai, as far as anniversary specials, is really interesting because it happened so early that like you actually saw some people come back that like for example, just watch this Big One coming back with. I actually think the Gal Ranger versus Super Sentai is a bit underrated as far as anniversary specials are concerned. I know they actually did another anniversary special during Bokenger. Kind of similar to Once Ranger,
I've actually watched Bokenger. I actually watched. That's actually decent because compared to Operation Overdrive, I don't see where you go from what Bokenger was to what we got in Operation Overdrive. I don't see how you could drop the ball that badly. I just don't see it.
Yeah. So obviously, probably one of my favorite Sentais is Gowring, Go Onger.
Go Onger. Wait. That's the one based on that would go on to be Lightspeed Rescue, right? No, that's Go 5. Go Onger.
I'll just
play share a clip, please.
I mean, as soon as you see it, you're gonna recognize it. But yeah, I'm way ahead of you, brother.
Okay.
I also really loved how Sentai and Kamen Rider have a lot of crossover actors. The actor for Go on Gold was it Kick Hopper or Punch Hopper? I can't remember. Forrester.
Yeah.
Did he become Kick Hopper or Punch Hopper?
Can't remember that. I'm sorry.
I want to say Punch Hopper because I do recognize that Kamen Rider series. I want to say it was Punch Hopper, but
Bonzer is a big favorite of mine, honestly.
To those, okay, because I recognized earlier in the comments that someone said Turbo was, and let's be honest, Turbo is bad. Let's call it for what it is. But Car Ranger was more akin to a parody. It was a very lighthearted series. I believe it was after a terrorist attack while O-Ranger was running. The
sarin gas attacks, yeah.
Yeah, so it was just something very lighthearted to take the mood off that. Now, granted, Power Ranger adaptations would use footage from the Sentai from the previous year, so they just made the best out of a bad situation. But Turbo just didn't get good until after the power transfer in the second half. The first half was just meandering. I understand the situation on the Sentai side of things, but that's no excuse for what Saban did with Turbo. There's just
I do want to say something positive. So there is one good episode of Super Mega Force.
Blasphemy!
The Jungle Fury crossover.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You knew exactly. You called it. Because okay,
it's the only time they did a Gokaiger episode.
Pretty much,
like a Gokaiger type episode.
You know what I love? Jason Smith wrote his own tribute episode. So Jason Smith, the guy.
Hey, I have a question. Have you ever heard any?
Let him talk.
Sorry.
Jason Smith, the guy who played Jungle Fury Red, eventually went on becoming a writer for Power Rangers, and so he actually wrote his own tribute episode that he started, and it was actually really well done. I want that guy to run a season.
Yeah. Was there a rule that any of the returning Rangers could only return once? Because I noticed him and Jaden got their own episode appearances and were not in the Legendary Battle.
I don't know about that.
The whole production of Megaforce was just cheap. So I think due to the the call in, they wouldn't have agreed to those terms.
You know what I find hilarious? They got back Samurai Yellow and Green, and they did not even say a single word throughout the entire fucking special. They just stand there. Like, what the fuck? Did you notice that, Forrester?
Yes, I did.
They don't say a single word. They don't say a single thing.
Well, you got In Space, you got TJ, you got In Space Pink.
Everyone else got a moment. Everyone else, like, okay, I got to admit, when Lost Galaxy Red said, "What's the dog's name?" Danny. Danny. That's a good name. I'm like, oh, that is so cheesy, but I love it. So the actor who plays Lost Galaxy Red is Danny Slavin. So that's the joke.
Isn't he an attorney now, I think?
I think he did go on to become a lawyer.
Yeah, that's why he was actually really reluctant to come back. Like, it was actually pulling teeth to get him to come back for Forever Red. Like, that's why when he morphs, he just says "Go Galactic" again, because they only could really get him back for a short time. How they got him back for the Legendary Battle, I have no idea.
Guess he had an off day.
I don't know.
Or they paid his flight and everything. His flight, his hotel.
Oh, all of them. Like, and that's kind of the big reason why crossover is a lot more difficult nowadays. It's because Power Rangers is shot in New Zealand. Fun fact: because of violence and children's relations, Power Rangers is not shown in New Zealand. It's not shown in the very country it's shot in.
Wait, so this is due to censorship laws?
Yes. Forrester, am I correct on this one? All right, let me remove that.
Forrester, can you hear us?
It's fine. But
okay.
Yeah.
So basically, you have a contract to actually film Power Ranger footage in this country, but due to censorship laws, the show can't be broadcasted for children, despite it being the show's core demographic.
Well, yeah, they actually moved production after Wild Force, because Disney moved production to New Zealand, and then when Saban took over, they just used the same facilities. Because up until Wild Force, Power Rangers was shot like in the LA area.
Yeah, and I get that, but if you're hindered by those censorship laws, why not just commission elsewhere?
Because they can still shoot footage in New Zealand.
It's a good location. I'll give them that.
Well, it's I think it's for a couple of reasons. One, it's probably cheaper. Two, the proximity to Japan. Like, I think probably because like they're in like maybe not the same time zone as Japan, but at least a similar one. So instead of it being like a 12-hour time difference, there might be like a 2 or 3 hour time difference. And plus, like, if they need to ship stuff from Japan to New Zealand, I imagine it'd be easier. I mean, I'm feel free to correct me on that, but yeah. Plus, like, New Zealand has like a lot of the same like natural terrain that matches the footage better. Like, for example, Power Rangers actually shoots in a quarry that matches up really, because like here's the thing about like Sentai, like if you watch a lot of like Toei based stuff, you see a lot of very similar locations.
You do.
Like, for example, that Bravo clip.
I almost forgot. Now, technically, he's an auxiliary ranger, but he counts as one of my favorites. Shadow Ranger from SPD.
Yep, that's a good one.
Yes, technically he's an auxiliary ranger, but instead of a 6 ranger, but still. I mean, come on.
He's a mentor.
The moment you see him more for the first time with the Shadow Saber, I mean, it's pure badassery for 5 minutes straight. What more do you want?
So, like, remember how we were talking about like similar locations in Sentai or in Kamen Rider? Let me just show you this clip. You might remember the Kamen Rider Bravo clip we talked about. I showed you.
Yes.
Look familiar?
Huh.
Same exact location.
Yep. Sometimes you'll even notice them from across the decades. Like, there's some kind of like outdoor theater stairs, and it's where the Red Ranger parachutes into in the opening of Bioman back in 1984, and they still film there.
Oh yeah, or like the arena where they literally shoot everywhere around that arena. Like I think, for example, like the fountain. Like I noticed like there is a clip from there's a clip from Gaim where like he's fighting, and then in Gokaiger 199, the Goseiger team up there, it's in that same fountain area. But yeah, Toei does shoot in a lot of the similar locations. And if I ever go to Japan, you bet your sweet bottom I'm visiting as many of those as I can.
Oh, absolutely. Same here.
Oh, or like for example, you notice how in the crossover movies they almost always seem to end up in Edo, Japan.
Mm-hmm.
That's because Toei owns a Edo film set.
It's about like how Star Trek used to do the Old West, and Doctor Who would do medieval things.
Oh, or like how there's this planet in Power Rangers called Onyx that's like somehow Western themed.
Yep.
Yep. Here's a website I pulled up.
When they did that Western episode with the, with their ancestors.
Yeah, but take a look at this. Like, let's see some pictures. How crazy! Like it's once you notice it,
you can't unsee it.
Yeah, like the Hakusho Bridge. That's probably a big one.
What's that one Super Sentai that feels like a two-parter? It's Lupin and the one's cops and
Lupin versus
Power Ranger.
Yeah, see, like the quarry, kind of thing.
I always called this season Lupat. I don't know if that's a real term.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't Goseiger Angel themed?
Yes. Goseiger was. Megaforce was not. Saban didn't like either theme. Goseiger seemed to like possibly to offend religious people, and pirates just seemed like like thievery, bad for the kids. So they didn't acknowledge the theme in the Megaforce seasons.
Goseiger I can understand, but what do you have? Okay, that's like trying not to put pirates in Pirates of the Caribbean, like.
And that's like having a season about ninjas that don't hide. Oh wait.
Yeah.
At least Ninja Storm was relevant to the actual theme of the season.
I'm actually talking about
Ninja.
Yeah, I'm always very careful. Jay, come on, you know what I said. You're just But like, I'm always like, hey, Wizard, come on in. Feel free to come on, Wizard. But like, I'm always very careful when I'm saying it because like I'm afraid I'll say a bad word.
I'm watching you, Nick.
Oh crap. But yeah, we should probably wrap this up. We're going on 3 hours here, so.
But this is such good conversation, though.
I know. It's good content, and I appreciate you guys. So, Jay Heat, final thoughts.
Final thoughts for me. Okay, tropes aren't necessarily a bad thing. It's just how you use them.
Fair enough. Forrester, anything else you want to say?
No, I guess I'll just go back to my original statement earlier that I think was the best thing I said all night, that tropes are a template and a starting point. They're like a cheese pizza, but if you don't do anything with it beyond just present it as is, it seems pretty bland and unimpressive. And my snarky definition that a trope is a cliche people still like.
That's actually pretty clever.
Have any of you watched King Onger?
I've seen the first episode.
Hold on, let me I'm gonna send this to Nick.
Okay, I was about to sign off, but okay.
Well, did you have it on my screen now or something?
No, I sent it
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Twitter.
It's on your screen for.
Okay, cool. I was doing lettering in Inkscape, or like moving
nice.
balloons around and all. Yeah, so I do lettering by hand.
That looks like this looks like a Spider-Man suit.
Thanks. I just want to show one complete page because what I was coloring earlier looked kind of half-assed because I was just starting that page.
It does look really nice.
So I wanted to show what it looks like finished.
Very, very nice. Very nice.
Nice.
So, I just wanted to thank everyone for coming. Wizard, thank you for being on the show. You were great. And so, just remember, everyone, I can only show you the door. You're the ones to walk through it.